You know the nafs in your body, that is the part which take you always to the shahawat.
Mm.
That is the part which always order you to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Inna nafsa-e-Ammarah bis-su. That is
Mm.
the part on you which push you to commit sins. And the worst of all, that is the part from which the shaitan entered to you.
Mm.
So how the shaitan get access to your body? From the nafs.
Mm.
So if you kill your nafs with all its desires,
Mm.
with all its ego, with all its proudness, with all its arrogance, with all its shahawat, with all its tendency to sin,
Mm.
with all its tendency to listen to the shaitan whispering.
Mm.
If you kill this nafs, ah, now you start your true way to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Not
Mm.
just the ilm or the realization of the reality. No,
Mm.
it all starts from this main station, قتل النفس.
Mm.
To put your nafs under your feet, to
Mm.
kill it.
Mm.
So that is why you hear from Amir al-Mu'mineen alayhi salam, from his habit, that when his nafs ask for something, he will never respond to it.
Mm.
That is how his way to kill his nafs, put
Mm.
down his nafs. He never ran after the nafs. That's why I comment on your saying on the group. I said, yes, the problem, ya Farhan, that people, they didn't worship Allah. They worship in the reality, they worship their nafs.
Mm.
They worship their shahawat. They
Yes.
worship their arrogance. They worship their
Yes.
ego. They worship their whispering of the shaitan.
Yes.
They worship the demands of the nafs.
Yes.
That's why Allah called أَرَأَيْتَ مَنِ اتَّخَذَ إِلَهَهُ هَوَاهُ. Do you look at that person who make his God is his nafs? And
Yes.
what this nafs seek? Shahawat.
Mm.
The nafs want to go astray. The nafs want you to be better than any person. The nafs will make you jealous from any person. The nafs want to be unique among all people. Your nafs want your wife to be the best of wives. Your nafs
Mm.
want your children to be the best of children. The nafs want you to collect money and leave a fortune for your children. Your nafs want you to live a soft life. Your nafs want you to live a luxurious life. Your nafs want you to make a very big income. Your nafs want you to invest in the bank or in any other company, so your money grow very fast. Your nafs, your nafs, your nafs, your nafs. When you become angry, you destroy everything, because your nafs opens the door wide open for the shaitan. So the
Mm.
shaitan enter, and through your nafs he destroy over you everything. You can during an anger, you can lost your wife, you can lost your children, you can lost a lot of things, you can lost your job. All of that because of your nafs, and because of the wasawis of the shaitan to your nafs.
Mm.
So the process of killing the nafs, or uh, making your nafs, instead of a wild animal, a domestic animal.
Mm.
We always say that your nafs is like a lion living inside your body. Your job is to try to make this lion a domestic lion, like the lion in the circus,
Mm.
not a wild lion who live in the jungle. That is the nafs. To change it, instead of a nafsul ammara, Allah mentioned in the Quran, to a nafsul lawama, to that nafs which keep blaming you, which keep rejecting the deception of the life. with the nafs which keep returning, trying to return to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is al-awwab. نعم العبد إنه أواب. Every time he go little bit far, he keep returning to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So discipline the nafs until finally you kill it. Now you achieve the most important step. You achieve that. Now you gain full control on yourself. Now your lighted part, because you know every one of us is created of 3 parts. The lighted part which is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, ruh. فَنَفَخْنَا فِيهِ مِنْ رُوحِنَا, right?
Yes.
And the body part which is sand, clay, soil. And the nafs.
Right.
And the nafs, which is the nafs is between the body and the soul, the spirit. The soul and the soul or spirit and the body are like 2 wrestlers, like 2 boxers who are fighting in the ring. And the nafs is the judge, is the hakam between them. It has the ability to judge which way it will go. It will follow the body, the physical body parts, which call you to the earth all the time, or it will follow the lighted part in your creation, which call you to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala all the time, which attract you to good doing all the time. Didn't you find people who are not believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, maybe you can notice that very clear nowadays, people who do not believe in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala at all, but you can find them, they are cooking food and giving to the poor, they make masks in their homes and they distribute it free. You say, oh, how come those people who are not non-believers, kuffar, how they do these good things? That is the effect of the lighted part in their creation. That is what Allah called al-fitra. Fitratullah allati fatara an-nas alayha. That is the ruhullah which is living in them. It tries to attract them to the good, while the dusty part attract you always to the earth, to the shahawat. And the nafs is the hakam. One time it judge for the body, and one time it judge for the soul. And it keep alternating. Sometimes it judge more and more and more to the body part, so it start to be biased toward the body part and start to be distant from the lighted part. And sometimes it go more and more, it judge for the lighted part, so the body part or the dusty part become shrink more and more. Maybe the best example was the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Even before his inauguration, he was attracted to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala before anything. His lighted part was so big, was so controlling. That is why you find the Prophet, even before the receiving the message, he abandoned all the life and he climbed a mountain, a terrible mountain, and stay in a cave, very small, dark cave, to just worship Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. What pushed him to do that? That is his lighted part. You see, that is how Allah talk about the increase of iman or decrease of iman based on this, based on how your nafs will choose between the dusty part and the lighted part. Which way it will go. If every time your nafs go toward the judge for your body part to please your dusty part, then by the time your dusty part will overgrow and it will take you, and your lighted part will be like a small baby orphan sitting in the corner of the room, can't do anything. While the opposite is right. Every time you abandon. So imagine now if you was able to kill the nafs, now the lighted part will be dominating.
Mm.
Yeah, your nafs now will be totally biased toward your lighted part.
Mm.
So if a poor man asks you for a help, you will not hesitate. You will give him. And if your nafs is get killed, you will give him everything you have. See
Mm.
how that is our imams alayhim salam. They give everything
Right.
what they have. That is
Right.
because their nafs is not there. They all
Right.
become divine now. And that's, by the way,
Right.
one kind of the interpretation of the ismat.
Mm.
The ismat that you was able to kill your nafs totally. So you didn't have any source of sinning.
So Dr. Hadim, let me ask you one question. It's I don't know if it is directly related or not, but it is related to the discussion on nafs. There's a theory that capitalism, which is purely driven by the desire of like making money and like being successful, that is attributed to a lot of success in the Western world, and that's why they say the communism, or where everyone was equal, it did not succeed, or like people, unless they are pushed by desire to make more money or like to have a luxurious life, they will not innovate, they will not come up with new things that will help the humanity. So people make cures for diseases so that they can make more
Yes,
money off of
yes,
that.
yes.
So how is that, is that then counterintuitive, that if you don't have nafs, then there will not be progress? I think it should not be true, because Allah wants progress. Then how would that uh, I think that that is not true, and I know that is not true, but I just want to get your perspective. If there's no like desire in people, how would they continue to innovate and like make
Okay,
new
so I
things?
will form your question in another more easy way. You want to say that
Yes.
the 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 the, the nafs, it is the source of developing the earth. How the earth will develop through putting down the nafs. How the earth will develop if people start to love money and making money. How the earth will develop if I kill the nafs inside myself. So how come I have ambition to to make the life more good,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Allah
Yes.
subhanahu wa ta'ala answers that in the Quran, and he said, ولو وأن لو استقاموا على الطريقة لأسقيناهم ماء غدقا. If just you prevent your nafs, we didn't need you to develop the earth. I,
Mm.
Allah, will develop it for you. I will make it like
Hmm.
a Jannah for
Wow.
you. Don't worry. I didn't ask you to
Mm.
make it a Jannah. I created
Mm.
this as a Jannah in the beginning.
Right.
Actually, you develop it in such a way that you make your life good, but at the same time, you
Mm.
make the life of others miserable. Because every time
Mm.
you achieve your personal ambition, you are
Right.
thinking that I make life is better. Actually, that is not the
Right.
reality. Do you know that they discovered 1 week ago that the hole used to be in the ozone layer, which is protective the
Yes.
earth?
Yes.
It start to heal
Yes.
because just the corruption of mankind stopped, the pollution stopped.
Yes.
And this hole was the reason of the climate change, which kill a lot of
Yes.
crops, which kill a lot of animals, useful animals,
Yes.
which cause a lot of hurricanes and cyclones and tsunami and all of this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So you think that you are making progress, but actually you are making progress for yourself, yes, your family, yes, maybe your country. But how many nations pay the price of this Western civilization for the West to be so rich and so comfortable, including the United States? How many other countries has to live in poverty to pay that price? Look
Yeah.
at Somalia. Look at Africa as a whole. How
Mm-hmm.
much price they
Yes.
pay. And that's what Imam Ali said. He said that every time a person become extra rich, there is an equal one person who become extra poor.
Mm. Right. And I think to that point, it makes perfect sense because, like, for example, all the technology, or like the basic essence of technology, hasn't been developed or created by the West, or this new, or this capitalism mentality. Whether it is the ability to protect yourself with the molding of
Yes,
iron, Allah taught that to Hazrat Dawood. Or seeing, or like sewing the
yes,
clothes, Allah taught that to Hazrat
yes,
Idris, I believe. And then the woodworking aspect, Allah taught to Prophet, I believe it was Hazrat Isa. Uh, but basically, Allah taught all of this knowledge to the Anbiya, and all of this tech, like math, algebra, all of these things, they came from the household of the Ahl Bayt
yes,
alayhi salam, like
absolutely.
Jabir.
Yes, 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 exactly. But if you look what we are doing now, we are destroying the humanity. Technology is not
Right.
everything, and that's why Allah interfere now when it reaches its climax. It can't keep going like
Mm.
that because you
Right.
are destroying human. Yes, we come here as a foreigner. We enjoy our life. We enjoy the technology. So our nafs, as long as the nafs is rest and enjoying life and making money, it didn't care anymore about people killed in Saudi Arabia or in Somalia or in Yemen we didn't care. That
Yes.
is the action of the nafs. I give you
Yes.
another example. See how the humanity they make. Of course, they didn't intend to extend the life of people. That was not their intention, but their intention to make more money. So
Mm.
the doctors make more researches to make more money, so they can save more life, so people live longer.
Right.
Pharmaceutical industry make more medication to make people live longer life, to save more lives, but that is not their intention. Their intention to make more money. Look
Right.
how it ends. It ends that we have a very
Right.
big population who are over 70 and 75 and 80. This
Mm.
population now it become a problem. Those people are
Mm.
become burden now on the economical system. They need
Mm.
Medicaid, they need health care, they need Medicare, they need food, but they are not productive for the society. So the
Mm.
best way to get rid of them is the type of prosperity we need for the humanity? No.
No.
That's why Allah said,
No.
وَأَن لَوْ اسْتَقَامُوا عَلَى الطَّرِيقَ. You stay on the way Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala want from you. Don't worry, Allah will make the earth Jannah. But the earth is not Jannah because of your deeds, because of your nafs. And that's why Allah said, ظهر الفساد في البر والبحر بما كسبت أيدي الناس. This corruption appeared because of the deeds of the people. And the deed of the people coming from where? Coming from nafs, right?